Billy was formerly with Microsoft, both here and over in Europe, most formerly driving the Bing business for Microsoft, and he's formed and set up Cudo, can you believe, only in August of last year. So please, warm welcome for Billy Tucker.
Things like me. So, look, what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on giving you an overview of group buying as a category. I'm going to kind of offer some insights, I hope, into why it's been so phenomenally successful. But more importantly, and I think more interestingly, what we can all learn from the characteristics that have been so successful in group buying, and what we can do to sort of bring those back to other organizations and marketing strategies, because I think it's key. And I'm also going to offer very briefly just some personal thoughts on what I think is going to happen next. Let's be clear on one thing if we can. Group buying is here right now. I have literally no idea what happens in 12 months. It feels, from the inside, from Cudo, it feels quite solid. There's now a number of organizations who are suggesting that it's going to be nearly $400 million market size this calendar year. And that means it will become 70% of the size of all of display advertising in Australia this year. That's phenomenal. So that's a business that literally didn't exist 12 months ago. But I think that the insights are, how does it work? What can we use? How can we recycle what we now know? So what is group buying? It's effectively kind of two things. It's about price discrimination. Now, price discrimination is nothing new. The vast majority of the folks in the room, I imagine, will be thinking about price discrimination in some way, shape, or form. Think about it as in the context of an airline. So an airline has long been selling. Remember, they used to sell tickets really, really early. If you buy a ticket really early, you get a discount. And the reason they do that is because it sort of guarantees them some income. It gives them some foresight, some leading indicator on how successful a flight might be. You can put a big plane on or a little plane. And then over time, it's become more advanced, a model that actually the kind of longer you can afford to wait, the cheaper the price is going to be. But that comes to you at some risk. The risk is you might not make it onto the flight. You might miss out. But if you're willing to take that risk, and if you have enough flexibility in your schedule, then you can potentially save some money. That's the price discrimination. The second part is the price-sensitive audience. Now, the price-sensitive audience is key here, because the more price-sensitive you are, the more willing you are to do work or to take risk to get a discount. So the more willing you are to spend in advance, the more willing you are to lock in your schedule, the more willing you are to wait and take some risks that you might miss out. So group buying does this incredibly well. It brings together businesses that are prepared to discriminate on price and an audience that we know to be what we call level 3 discriminatory, which basically means that they are sensitive to 3 levels. 1, they're prepared to sign up to get an email every day. 2, they're prepared to prepay for an item. And 3, they're willing to rock up with a voucher. So we know these people are fairly price sensitive. And that probably translates to an individual who's willing to drive 15 to 20 to maybe 50% further to get to a venue to try it, should they get access to a discount. So you can kind of see how the platform is this sort of perfect storm of bringing price discrimination, bringing a price sensitive audience, and bringing it together in such an effective way on this platform that it just has really spiraled. It's done incredibly well. There's a couple of other factors.